This is going to be my Christmas cake, the Italian cream cake. Hello everyone, this is Fran. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're making Italian cream cake my way. Okay, this is a simple recipe. We're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Okay, we need 1.5 cups of shredded coconut. And I have a little sheet pan here, and I'm going to go ahead and put my coconut on it because we're going to toast it. We want this is sweetened coconut. So 1.5 cups of sweetened coconut, and we're just going to spread it out. And if there's any lumps, you just kind of pull them out. Okay, and then whenever my oven is preheated, we're going to put this in the oven. And then we're going to need 2 cups of pecans or walnuts. I don't have any pecans, so we're just using walnuts. I like them just as good, and they're really not much difference in taste. That's just my opinion, but you go right ahead and use pecans. We're going to spread them out on a sheet pan, and when that oven hits, we're going to put it in. We're going to toast these walnuts, and we're going to toast the coconut. Just going to set that aside. I was going to make this cake from scratch, but believe it or not, which is so unusual, I had no flour in my house, none. So I tweaked it, and we're going to use cake mix. We are going to use the classic yellow cake mix. We're going to need 2 bags of cake mix, the butter kind. Or the yellow kind. I'm sorry, not the butter, but the yellow, because we're going to add our butter. Then I'm going to need 12 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to use salted. So this is 8 tablespoons, and it is at room temperature. So then I need 4 more. So 1.5 sticks of butter. Four tablespoons of shortening. I'm using Crisco. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I love vanilla. 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Used up all my buttermilk now. We're going to need 5 large eggs. And if you get a little shell in, use the eggshell and go right in, and it picks up the other shell that goes in there. You'll try all day with your fingers, but the little eggshell works perfect. Okay. Make sure I got all my ingredients in. I do. And then we're just going to stir. We're going to kind of mix it around. We're going to use our hand mixer. I'm going to go ahead and stir it around so it won't fly everywhere when I put that mixer in. Okay, now we're going to add a 1/2 cup of wine, white wine. I'm telling you, this is so good. You really kind of need you can use a sweet or dry. I don't drink, but I love wine in my cakes and in my food. And I get these little Chardonnays from like the grocery store, and I use them for bacon. But if you don't want that, just put in a half a cup of water. Okay, I'm going to use a half a cup of water because my batter is a little thick, and I don't want it that thick. And it's probably because I changed up and I'm tweaking this recipe as I go. It's still going to be good, y'all. I needed to look at it. I'm not a scientist. I'm just an old grandma who cooks. Okay, I'm going to add another half a cup, and then I think that is it. So I need to make sure I write this in my recipe. And if this don't turn out, I won't even post it. This is going to turn out good. We're going to get our cake pans ready. Let me get out my shortening, because we're going to put a little bit of shortening on each one of these pans. The sun keeps going in and out. It's a cloudy day, and then it's a bright, sunshiny day. But it's cold here in North Carolina. Thank you guys for coming along with me today in my crazy kitchen. This is what I do, and I wished I could be the perfect cook, and but I like you guys coming along with me on my bake day and just seeing how I really cook and what really goes on in this kitchen. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of flour out, but I'm going to go ahead and get in my pecans or my walnuts and my coconut. This is all the flour I have left. A little bit I'm just going to sprinkle around the edges so my cake won't burn. And I am going to keep an eye on my coconut. That's going to be about 10 or 12 minutes. I just want to get the sides kind of going around. And I know a lot of people don't use parchment paper and that. I just like it. And I probably just didn't want my edges to burn around my cake. Okay, I just realized that I could make 4 layers out of this, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Or I could make 2 cakes out of this. I could do that too. I could freeze 2 layers and make 2 cakes. I don't know. Or I can make 4 layers. I don't know. What would you do? Let's check on our pecans, or walnuts, and our coconut. Oh, it's turning brown and toasty. It smells good. We just don't want it to burn. We want it to be a little toasty. Some of them, you see? And they have about 5 minutes left, and we're gonna take them out and we're gonna let them cool. And then we're gonna get our cake in the oven. We got 4-layer cake or two-layer cakes. Just can't decide what to do. While I'm waiting for that, I kind of have a mess back here in the background, and I'm gonna get that cleaned up, and then we're gonna get that, it won't take me long, my dishwasher is empty, and then we're gonna get those out of the oven and get these cakes in. So let's get those dishes full. Didn't take too long. It's not all toasty, but it's got enough toast in it. I don't want it all brown because some will turn black. That is perfect. A little bit of brown inside of it. And my nuts, you can really smell them. And they release the oil, and it just tastes so good. Let me shut my refrigerator. Now we're gonna get our cakes in the oven. I hope they fit. Okay, I'm gonna set my timer for about 25 minutes. I don't know, I hate to do that. I'm gonna set it for 20 and then I'll check on, because I'm making this recipe up as I go, I wanna make sure that it comes out right. And I want an Italian cream cake. I think I'm gonna do 2 cakes. I don't know. A 4-layer would be very luxurious. We'll see. Perfect. Toothpick. It came out clean. It is ready. 20 minutes is what I set my alarm for, and 20 minutes is perfect. Okay, we're gonna pour out our cakes. Let them cool. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, so now we have our cakes cooling, and now we need to make our frosting or icing or the best part of the cake. Okay, we need 12 tablespoons of softened butter, and this butter is not softened, and so I need to get it softened, and I need 12 tablespoons. Okay, so we know we're going to need 1.5 sticks. I'm just going to stick it in the microwave for like, I don't know, a minute or 30 seconds, 40 seconds. 40 seconds. Okay, we got my butter softened. And we need a 1/2 cup of cream of coconut. And that's just half this can. Oh, no. Let's use the whole can. I didn't know how it worked. I know y'all think this woman, how can she be trying to tell us how to cook? I'm not. I'm just telling this is what goes on in any real cook's kitchen. So what we're going to do is we're going to take another, we're going to double this recipe. And then that way, if I decide to make another cake for somebody else, and I just might do that. Sometimes I do that. I'll just use that icing. I might make a different cake and use the same icing, but kind of change it up a little bit. Oh, that's a good idea. So we're doubling the recipe. So that is 24 16 ounces of cream cheese. No, I'm wrong. We need 32 ounces of cream cheese. So we need 4 of these. Let's hope and pray I got enough. found another one. I just can't believe this. Now, we need just a pinch of salt, probably an 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. We need 4.5 cups of powdered sugar. All right. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Start on low. All right, I gotta taste it. So I have tweaked and invented a new recipe, and you have come along and helped me. Okay. I'm still letting my cakes cool. I love this icing. I think it's gonna be perfect. It's the best cream cheese frosting I've ever made, honestly. I will definitely keep this recipe. I'm wondering if I should do a 3-layer cake and make the 1-layer cake, and me and my husband eat it, and I give the 3-layer cake away. What should I do? I'm still confused. This is the process that I actually do when I'm baking. Sometimes I might start out making 1 cookie and end up having to do another cookie because I don't have an ingredient. So let me get this cleaned up, and I'll let you know in just a second. See how pretty my coconut is? It's all toasty and brown, and some of it's white. That's the way you want it to be. You don't want it all brown. You want just a little bit of toasty. That looks so good. And this recipe will be in the description box. Go down underneath the picture, and you'll see a little thing that says more, and hit that more, and that's your description box. That's my description box of the things of the recipe is down in there. So you go do that, and the recipe will be right down there. The good thing about making this cake is while my cake is cooling and I've got my icing, I don't want to put that in the refrigerator. I want my icing to be smooth consistency. But I can get my kitchen cleaned up, and then the fun part begins, and that is frosting. Frosting, I love that part. I'm not a decorator by no means, but I do love to frost the cake. That's the best part. That's the reward. Well, the eating is the reward. But anyway, I got a few little things to wash while my cake cools. Got my cake plate out. We're gonna start assembling this cake. We're gonna put a dab of frosting right there. It will help the cake from slipping around. Let's see here. This way. What do I want to do? Okay. And we just start. One more. Okay, then that way it won't make a mess. This cake is just a way to get in your kitchen, take your time, and I didn't check my ingredients before. I just wanted an Italian cream cake. So I invented my own recipe. And let's hope it tastes like an Italian cream cake. But this cake will last up to 2 days in the refrigerator, but it won't last that long. If you've got a big family, or if you've got a lot of friends or grandkids, or this won't last long. Okay, now I'm going to sprinkle on. I like to sprinkle on just a little bit of the coconut, not much. We just want a little bit of that coconut in there. We don't want, because we're going to put it on the side. We're going to decorate with this, but we want just a little bit. And keep watching and you'll see if I decide to go 3 layers, 4 layers, or 2 layers. Okay. Don't be stingy with the frosting. It's okay if it oozes out the side. That's what we want. And I'm kind of just like rubbing it together. Oh, I'm not doing a 2 layer. I'm doing a 3 layer. I'm going to go ahead and put some straws in this. There we go. Okay, we have a little bit of coconut left. I don't want to put it all on because I'm going to mix this with the nuts and we're going to go around the cake. Okay. Now these are a little bit too big for me, so I am going to chop them up a little bit more. I want them a little bit more fine. And I could have done that, but it just roasts better in the oven if they have a little bit more fullness. You know, if they're a little bit more whole than chopped up. Have our coconut and our pecans combined, and now we're going to finish this cake off. It's going to be beautiful. Let's get these walnuts on this cake. It's a little messy, but it's so worth it. And the reason I decided to go with 3 is because I dropped one of my cakes. I was gonna do a 4, but I dropped this one, not on the floor, but when I picked it up, I was going a little too fast and I have to slow down. This is my Christmas Italian cream cake. Yes, this is the cake I'm going to be making at Christmas. Guys, it's beautiful. Just a beautiful cake. It's very easy. It's a little bit, this is a time-consuming cake. This is when you go in there and you really want something extra special. This is that cake. It is gorgeous.
This is that cake. I went ahead and cut it. And look at those layers. Oh my goodness. Look at the moistness of that cake. That's the best Italian cream cake I've ever made. I'm not kidding.